I thought I'd pop on and make another little video, even though I'm not going to have any results in this one, just because it's kind of an interesting thing that I'm playing with. Bezier curves. So, this is really interesting. I'll just show you super quick. This is a line renderer that's part of Unity. It draws that pink line. The other line here is using the pink line data to find its points, and then it's kind of interpolating itself automatically. So if I go smoothing sections to 0 and I do smoothing length to 0, wait, smoothing sections to 1 maybe? Yeah, 1. Or very low. This is, let's just do 1 there. So this is the same thing as the pink line. And if I add more of these segments, it splits the line up more and more. Now, you could see with these ones here, these little dots here. This here is kind of like if I were to have like controllable handles, how far apart do I want to pull them? And that would cause for those, almost like those tangents, to get pulled. If I add more sections, it'll be more visually apparent what is going on here. So you can see here there's nice curves, really cool. The problem I'm having with this right now is this curve is not flowing as it should, and here as well. It's kind of reversed. It's like the tangent is not flattened or something. I'm not sure what the word is for that, but this blue bit here needs to be here, and it needs to pull this curve like this. But for some reason, from this source, I got a tangent going this way, which is fine, and a tangent going up here as I modify these values, which is a little odd. But ideally, or basically, I guess the idea is that if I can get this fixed, for it to do this correctly, and it's also happening here, this correctly, I will have myself the ability to draw, or at least have points that would result in a nice curve. And with that curve, I could do what it is that I wanted to do, which was create a nice motion path on where the characters are going to be moving that's not so sharp, right? Because you know, this is what the issue was initially, was for each hex the character would go on, and then every time there was a turn, they would really sharply turn and then sharply turn, and it would draw a very ugly line. So I kind of wonder what would happen is if I set this to 10 and I set this to 10. Maybe not 10 here. Maybe that's good. This I don't mind being so high. And let's try something else. I'm going to try deleting all of these. Bring it down to 1. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and put this at 1. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2. And then I'll do 2 here. Not true. 2 here. There's no line at all anywhere. Okay, and now let's try doing it 3. Oh, there it is. Is it looping on itself? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. Oh, maybe I do need to... Oof. Oh, I don't have it on. That's why I couldn't see it. Let's try this again. I'll put this at 0. I'll put this at 1. And I'll put this at 2. I can't see a darn thing. Not entirely sure. 1 second. Let me put this at 1. And actually, I'm going to start over again because I don't know where I am. So this one here will be at 0, 1, 1, 0. We'll do another one. This one will be at 1. 1. I think that's going diagonal if I do that. So that's 1. And let's do 3. This will be 2. Let's do 4. So this is kind of like as if I was drawing the path that I would be drawing for the character, right? And then from here, what I'll do is I'm going to set this to 0. And I'll set the divisions to 10, something really high. And then what I'm going to do is I'm really just going to slowly see. Okay, so they're in a straight line. So because they're in a straight line, I'll just turn gizmos. Oh, I need gizmos on to see the line. Okay. So because they're in a straight line, the segments, these gray dots, are just traveling on the existing line. So what I'm going to do in that case is I'm going to take it from here. I'm going to go 1. And then here I'm going to go 2. So what this is I have an angle. Yeah. I have an angle that is very representative of what the angle would be on a hex there. So if I do one of these, oh, it's broken because it's pulling in the wrong directions everywhere. Gosh darn it. That's too bad, eh? There's something wrong with the math in the I'm not sure what the heck. I'll have to go and revisit. But that's the idea. Right? That's the idea. It's just too bad that, you know, it's going the wrong way. See? Yeah, but anyways, that's kind of what's going on. Is basically the idea is to draw a line, which I'm already doing. These are vector 3s. And from those vector 3s, I could extrapolate a spline with as many divisions as I want. And for each one of those divisions, I will be able to redraw that line on each one in an ordered way, right? And make it nice and smooth. There might be a little bit of logic necessitating, you know, if I start, let's hit play mode, I'll show you what I mean. If I, say I take this guy here and I start drawing something like this, right? So this is what I have here already, the pink one. But if I start drawing things like this, you know, or if I start drawing things like this, which I should never have to do, but stuff like that, like what would happen then, right? Or that. So I have to start, I'm going to have to start playing and sort of trying various different shapes and seeing how they do turn out with the settings for the Bezier. Because I might end up drawing a line that cause it to pinch or crease in some weird way, depending on the settings, so I might have to tweak it. But overall, though, the idea is kind of there, so I'll have to play with that.